Hi guys, it's Robin Wilding here from the Realtor Pipeline, and today we're going to talk about building your business by treating it like a business. So let's get started. So you're either a new agent or you're an agent that is already doing business but kind of hit a plateau and you're not really sure how to get around that. Now, of course, the first thing you want to do is work on your own database and sphere, your current contacts, previous clients, if you're new, well, your database and sphere. Because if you can't work your own database and sphere, how good are you going to be at converting leads, right? So that's your first step. But after that, how do you get beyond that? Especially if you're new and you don't have previous clients that you can work for referrals and future business. So being a realtor is running your own business. Now, some days it feels like that, and some days it doesn't. But it is your own business, and you need to treat it as such. Now, in terms of running a business, in order to run a business, you need active sources for clients. You need, of course, accountants. You need training. You need a lot of things. But in terms of really growing that business, you really don't need that much. Now, one thing that you need, and if you don't have this yet, this is the first thing you should do, and you should do it right now. And that is finding out your client acquisition cost. So, how do you do that? Great question. It's actually not that hard. You just need to look at what you're spending in terms of advertising and marketing, and then break that down into how many clients that you've gotten. So if you're spending roughly, let's say, $1,000 a month on advertising and marketing, and you're getting an average of 2 clients a month, that would mean your kind of simplified version of a client acquisition cost is $500 per client. So that's the first step. Now, what if you don't know how much you're spending per month? Well, that's your first problem, and that is something that, as a business, you need to know. You need to know how much you're spending and what you're getting for that, because that is actually your return on investment, your ROI. ROI is so important to running a business. You need to know that if you spend a smaller amount of money, you're going to make significantly more money. Now, in terms of me, I'm a Facebook ad specialist, so of course my expertise is with online marketing. Now, with Facebook ads, for example, which is one of the biggest things I preach, because it can have one of the lowest costs per lead and one of the lowest costs for client acquisition costs. So if you're doing Facebook ads, and if you've been following me, you're already doing Facebook lead generation ad types pretty much exclusively because they just work so well. So if you are running Facebook lead generation ads, you already know that you have an average cost per lead. Now, can you get that down over time? Sure. Also, can you get your conversion rate up over time? Yes, but work with the numbers you have currently, because you need to know where you're at in terms of where you're going to go in order to improve. So then you take that average cost per lead, which in this example is $5 per lead, and you look at how many leads you've gotten. Let's say you've gotten 200 leads. Awesome, you're doing great. And then from those 200 leads, let's say you've gotten 4 clients. That would mean you're converting roughly 1 in 50. Which would actually be a really good conversion rate. We can work to bring that to a better level over time, but that would be a great one. So it takes you roughly about 50 leads to get 1 client. Cool. So how do you get 50 leads? Well, if they're $5 a piece, you need to spend roughly $250. That $250 is your client acquisition cost. If you know that number, you can build a business to literally whatever you want. Well, based on how much time you want to work. But you know that if you spend roughly $250 and then you put in the work and you follow up on the leads, then you're going to get a client. So in order to build your business, all you need to do is decide how many more clients you want to add to your pipeline each month. If you want, let's say, 4, and your client acquisition cost is $250, you need to spend $1,000 and you'll get those 4 clients. Now, this is a rough figure. It might take $1,100, $1,200, numbers go up and down over time. But it will work, and that is how you build a business. It's not that complicated. I know a lot of people make it seem really difficult and impossible, but all you need to do is get a source for leads, and follow me for more information on that. And then look at your cost per lead and look at your conversion rates, which is very simple math. You don't need an MBA. You could even probably have your teenager do it for you if you lose your calculator. It's really simple. Get the leads, learn your cost per lead, learn your conversion rate. You combine the two of those with a little bit of math, and that is your client acquisition cost. It's that easy. It's really not as hard as people make it seem. And with that number, you can build your business to whatever you want. Now, there's actually a really cool way to reverse engineer how much money you want to make. So you need to take your client acquisition cost, this example of $250. It could be $500. It varies a lot. But when you have that number, it's uphill from there. So you take that number and then you look at how much money you make on average per deal. So let's say you make $10,000 per deal, just to make the math easy for everybody. Now, yes, people will make more, people will make less, but that's an average. So if you make $10,000 per deal and you want to make $100,000 per year, you need to make 10 deals. And if your client acquisition cost is $250 and you need 10 deals, you need to spend $2,500. Now, if you're in a larger market with higher house prices, your client acquisition cost might be higher than that, but it's all kind of relative. All you need to do is get your cost per lead and then figure out how many leads it takes you to get one client. And with that number, you can create as many clients as you want. And not only that, you can reverse engineer it. And you can say, if I want to make $150,000 and I'm making $10,000 per deal, I need 15 clients. And then all you have to do is take that amount that you want to make, divide it by your average cost per deal, divide that by how many clients you need to make those many deals, and then times that by how many leads it takes you to get a client. And then all you do is you just do some simple math. So that's how to do it. It's not that hard. You can do it. Anybody with a calculator can do it. So if you need help getting leads, go to therealtorpipeline.com. I can show you how to get as many leads as you need. You'll get your average cost per lead, and then you just do the simple math from there. So if you haven't done that yet, go to therealtorpipeline.com. And if you haven't yet, and you're watching this video on YouTube, hit subscribe, and you're gonna learn a lot of cool tricks like this to build your business to exactly where you want it to be.